I want to talk about LinkedIn Learning. Is this platform really great for instructors? Let's talk about that. So here is a synopsis I want you to really pay attention to. So when you think about LinkedIn Learning, what is it really? So LinkedIn Learning is an online learning platform with over 16 to 20,000 video courses in about 7 to 10 languages. Okay, so this is really important to really understand that, because if you are going to be an instructor on LinkedIn Learning, you better really have a clear idea about the competition. So basically, the thing here is that people are actually invited to have a subscription so that they can have access to courses taught by industry professionals like you in the business, technology, and creative fields. And the platform lets you actually choose between individual courses to quickly learn professional skills, or even teach professional skills, or even go more in depth with about 30 to 35 certification courses. So if you are going to be an instructor, a very successful instructor on LinkedIn Learning, you got to ask yourself, am I just going to give regular courses, or am I going to give certification courses? Obviously, there is an element of skill set, an element of acumen, but also an element of pricing when it comes to that determination. So that's what it is. When we talk about LinkedIn Learning, we are talking about a platform that gives visitors, or let's say students, or I would say visitors, the opportunity to actually to expand their knowledge over time. This is really cool. Okay, and so when you think about LinkedIn Learning, there are three ways that this platform has adds a lot of value to instructors worldwide. So if you are a course creator and you're interested in LinkedIn Learning, you got to think about the fact that LinkedIn Learning allows people to search for tools, skills, and courses that allow them to actually improve their job, their professional skills, and they can do it from home. And also, you are able to find the instructors are able to find, let's say, the pricing for a specific course. Like if you have a question, you can always reach out to LinkedIn Learning. And also you can also, basically reach out to some visitors, because some people will actually check out your profile, and if they're interested in your courses, they can always email you, or they can always reach out to you. By the way, boss, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here. Make yourself comfortable. We are going to have a conversation today about LinkedIn Learning for instructors. Let me talk to you about the pros and cons of LinkedIn Learning. And so let's first talk about the pros. So when you think about LinkedIn Learning, not only from the perspective of, let's say, a visitor or an instructor, you have a huge variety of courses. So if you are an instructor, this is really good, because you have a large constellation of topics. So you can choose the topic in which you want to excel, so to speak. And basically, there is the opportunity to give or receive a certificate of completion. So this is really good. So whenever someone completes a course, they will receive a LinkedIn Learning certificate that they can display on their profile. This is particularly useful when they are building transferable skills in preparation for a career change. And actually, there are no assignments. So all of the courses allow visitors to learn at their own pace without the added stress of graded assignments that they might get in a more formal learning environment. And also, you have networking opportunities. So with industry professionals as teachers, what happened here is that a LinkedIn Learning student has an easy way of connecting with the leader in their field. And they also have opportunities to connect with like-minded students within each course's learning community. So this ability to actually thrive in a collaborative environment is really interesting to a lot of students. So as an online instructor, that appeals to you too, because you are able to build on that, to sort of parlay that positivity into something that can bring you a lot of success in terms of your career on LinkedIn Learning. Let's talk about the cons here. So LinkedIn Learning is not accredited. So even though a visitor receives, or a student receives a certificate of completion, some jobs might not recognize that course because it's not accredited by a formal academic institution. You also have limited course subjects, And also, there are some students who want to have more advanced knowledge, and the teachers there don't have the acumen needed to actually provide that advanced knowledge. Now, if you are listening to me right now, if you are an instructor, chances are you have knowledge in your field. So maybe this could be an opportunity for you to shine if you have knowledge, specific knowledge in your field. Boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about LinkedIn Learning. So this is a LinkedIn Learning for Instructors review. I want to talk to you about the value added. So when we talk about LinkedIn Learning, what is the value added for course instructors, right, and even the visitors? First of all, you have learning material and courses. This is really good. So let's say a student on LinkedIn Learning, a user of LinkedIn Learning that has a premium account, they can actually log into LinkedIn and click Learning in the upper right corner. So the first time they actually do this, they will see basically on their page, they have a constellation of choices that they can actually choose. So really, the plurality, the diversity of courses is really an interesting opportunity. Is an interesting fact for a lot of students, because they have the ability to start learning right away. So once you have a premium account as a student, you could start learning right away. And the cool thing here is that the classes are actually the classes are taught by world-class leaders, world-class instructors like you who are listening to me right now. And the cool thing is that you are able to what really appeals to students is that not only they can learn from world-class leaders, but also they can network with other students. Of course, folks are not going to LinkedIn Learning because they're not going there to network, but this is the added. Just think about it as an added bonus, okay? Because see, if you're trying to really get into a new field, for instance, let's say you are seeking transferable skills, and let's say you want to get into a new field. Having the ability already to network with folks who are already in that field is an added bonus. And so this is an important element for a lot of students to consider if they're thinking about getting into a new course / transferable skills, transferable skill field. One thing I want to say also is that as an online instructor, if you are going to succeed on LinkedIn Learning, choose subjects in which you are really good. Choose subjects in which you have acumen, subjects in which you really have authority. You have intellectual authority. You have proven authority. Because once you do that, you are going to attract folks who really want to learn from you. Another value added that LinkedIn Learning really brings to the table is you have learning goals, and this learning goals allow students to really learn at their own pace, but also to have the ability to track their progress, because this is really important. You're not really, as an instructor, you're not really adding extra stress onto your student, because they are really learning at their own pace, but also they have a method. They have a way to track their progress. This is kind of important because you have two positives in one. In other words, the students are interested, they are motivated, they are actually, they are committed to the course, yet they're not really stressed about it. So you also have completion certificates. So completion certificates is a great thing, because LinkedIn Learning allows students to really display to the whole world to see that they have completed a course in a specific field. This is kind of important, especially, as I said, if you are trying to prove to, let's say, potential recruiters that, hey, listen, I have the skills, I have the knowledge, even though I don't have a degree in a specific topic. I have taken some courses, and I've taken advanced courses or basic courses, but at least I have some knowledge in the field. You also have the fact that when you think about LinkedIn Learning is also great in terms of having a free trial. This is really cool, because see, the free trial really allows students to test out the waters to see if they appreciate it. So if you're an online course creator, this sort of opportunity allows you to display your knowledge, your acumen, your expertise to the whole world to see. because students will see your ability to deliver, your ability to articulate, your ability to explain, your ability to actually talk about a topic and talk about it professionally, talk about thoroughly, talk about completely. So if you're able to demonstrate that, you are going to attract to your courses a lot of students. This is why this is important. The delivery of courses is important. It's not just about having the theoretical knowledge. You also need to have the what we call the academic knowledge, the ability to actually deliver, the ability to articulate your courses. Very important. Boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about LinkedIn Learning. This is a LinkedIn Learning review for course instructors. Let's talk about the cost here. So when we talk about LinkedIn Learning, what is the cost for course instructors? Now, the course depends on the field, and basically, let's say if you have a course and you're selling, LinkedIn Learning will actually take a certain percentage on the revenue that you are generating from each course. So you don't have to pay anything upfront, and now there is a hybrid pricing model. There is one where LinkedIn Learning will charge you extra based on the field, and they will take another cut on the revenue generated from the course. So basically, you pay a monthly subscription, but also something on the course, or you just pay something on the course. Now, the thing is that LinkedIn Learning doesn't have, let's say, a generic pricing model that is applicable to all fields. You're going to have to contact LinkedIn Learning. First of all, you're going to have to contact them. You're going to have to register, and then you will reach out to a LinkedIn Learning representative who will explain to you how things work. And we have, based on our research, you can expect somewhere from 3% to 10%, in some cases even more, when it comes to the revenue, the revenue share on LinkedIn Learning. We have seen, based on our research, also that this percentage fluctuates a lot, especially depending on your geography. So if you are in the States, percentages are a little lower, but if you are overseas, if you are outside the United States, you can expect larger percentages. And one thing I want to say, as you can see on the screen here, is that LinkedIn Learning basically has a 1 month free trial for individuals, and you can actually and after that you can pay annually or you can pay monthly. Okay, this is from the student side. You also see here on the second screenshot here is that you are able for LinkedIn Learning is great for individuals, but also for teams. So if you are an online course instructor, you can also teach teams, teams of 10, 20, or multiple people. So this is kind of cool. This is really great in terms of expanding your authority in a specific field. Let's talk about the use cases. So when you think about LinkedIn Learning, what are the use cases you really have to pay attention to? The thing here is that when you think about the use cases, the first thing that we love about the LinkedIn Learning is giving users, giving students the ability to learn at their own pace. You have to understand that LinkedIn Learning came from a company called Lynda. So LinkedIn actually bought a platform called Lynda. And so lynda.com used to be an online learning site where anyone could pay a subscription fee to learn new skills. And the thing is that this lynda.com was acquired by LinkedIn Learning, by LinkedIn rather, in 2015. And so basically they renamed it LinkedIn Learning. And in its heyday, Lynda, by the way, was the go-to destination for honing software skills, graphic design in particular. So if you needed to learn a technique in Photoshop or let's say AutoCAD, and Lynda could teach you. And today you can find some Lynda golden old days with LinkedIn Learning, but the new set is actually is really chock-a-block with courses that teach business skills, everything from management training to entrepreneurship. And LinkedIn Learning has an incredibly wide range of content. And so really what we think here is that when it comes to use cases, you have a plurality, a diversity of use cases. So it doesn't matter whether you are in business or you are in architecture or you are in graphic design or in creative design, you are going to find all sorts of contents on the platform. And the quality of courses is mixed though. And the classification system for courses could be better because sometimes it's hard to find what you want as a user. So if you are a course instructor, you really need to think about that beforehand. So the way you position yourself, the way you actually craft the content of your courses, the curriculum that is, the way you actually position yourself in terms of not only like within a specific niche, how do you position yourself? Those are important elements. And the thing is that because you really want to make it easier for students to find your course, to learn from you, and to keep coming back. Because that's the thing too. Because once you have a student, you have to think about the ability to establish fidelity with that student. Okay, to retain that student. They are important. Let's talk about similar products. So when we think about LinkedIn Learning, is this the only player in town? No, not at all. I mean, LinkedIn Learning actually has a lot of rivals. Think about LinkedIn Learning as an e-learning marketplace, okay, and where you can actually learn a lot of. If you are students, if you are a user, you can learn a lot of stuff. And the thing here is that you have other players in the industry. For example, you have the Khan Academy. So this is another well-known, another well-established, I would say, platform. You have Treehouse, you have Masterclass, you have Skillshare, you have Udemy, you have Codecademy, you have Coursera, you have Free Code Camp, you have Code HS, you have SitePoint, and you have Code Avengers. So all those platforms are kind of similar to LinkedIn Learning in the sense that on those platforms, you can see featured instructors. You can collaborate with other professionals. You have an active community. I mean, the active community is large or small depending on the platform. You have the ability to have in-studio recording, and you have course analytics for students, but also for instructors. So this is really good. So what is our verdict here? Worth it? Not worth it? Well, LinkedIn Learning is definitely worth it. We basically recommend it. There is no doubt about it. With LinkedIn Learning, basically you can develop a whole new set of skills at your own pace for a relatively low cost if you're a student. You can also develop a whole new set of skills at your own pace for a relatively decent revenue amount if you are a course instructor. But with LinkedIn Learning, what's really important as for a course instructor is that you have the ability to expand your authority in a specific field, your intellectual authority, your thought leadership in a specific field. You're able to network because LinkedIn is primarily a professional networking opportunity platform. So this is kind of cool, and you are able to also you're able to parlay your I would say your reputation on LinkedIn Learning into a very successful coaching, I would say, profession. The thing here is that based on our experience, a lot of folks go on LinkedIn Learning, but the platform is not the only platform where they are present. You can basically have a presence outside LinkedIn Learning. So you're basically driving traffic from LinkedIn Learning to your own site, to your own landing page, to your own organization. This is totally possible. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. Into this conversation, I was just talking to you about LinkedIn Learning. So I give you the synopsis, the pros and cons, the value added, the cost, the use cases, the similar products, in other words, the rivals. And then I've closed to this conversation with a verdict. Thank you. God bless you. I'll speak to you another time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.